I've been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Was in the gym working my shot, now they pass me the ball. They never answer when I call, now I'm the one they call. I done been up and I've been down and I done seen it all. Crazy when you really gotta get it out the mud.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Rock Top Sports Talk. This is your boy, Coach Rice. On this episode, obviously, we're going to be breaking down the Tennessee-Kentucky game. A game that a lot of people are saying, hey, it's must win. I mean, obviously, with the opponent we're playing, it's a game that we should win. It's a game we should win handily. But I think there's a lot that this team needs to come out and show this Saturday for us to have a very successful, as far as the team feeling wise, coaches feeling positive, fans feeling positive. There's a lot that needs to be done this Saturday before we go into Oklahoma week, which, you know, there's a chance I was looking at, there's a chance we could have game day next week if we win and Oklahoma beats Ole Miss. So massive game Saturday for us in Oklahoma as far as game day the next week goes. That's Joey's not going to be on tonight. He's not going to be able to make it, but my boy Tom is going to be on here, and we're going to preview this Tennessee-Kentucky game. Let's get Tom on here, and let's get this show going. What's up, boss man?
How's it going? You feeling better?
Oh yeah, I'm good to go. I was really starting to feel better. Let's see, probably Tuesday was probably where I really felt like I'm about 90%. I'm about 95% now. Still got a little bit of drainage, but I always have drainage, so that's nothing not normal. So man,
whiskey.
Whiskey. Oh yeah. That'll definitely take care of it. So what's your thoughts on this Thursday? You know, it's gonna be a night game down in Kroger Field. Kentucky's playing a little better than they were at the beginning of the season. Obviously, we're still way more talented than them. Should be a game we should blow them out, but you know, you never say never with Tennessee on the road under Coach Heupel's tenure. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, they don't have – I don't even think they have 1,000 yards rushing on the year yet. I was looking at their stats the other day. I haven't watched a single Kentucky game. I watched some highlights against Texas the other night. But Texas, that's really a hard thing to judge because Texas isn't what they ought to be this year just on their offensive line. But I mean, you know, this would be – you don't want to lose at a place that's named after a grocery store, you know. You don't want to lose at Chuck E. Cheese Field, you know, or Kroger Field or whatever the world that place is. But Kentucky, they hate us like I hate Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, they are, or like your prototypical 90s UT student would have hated Florida, you know, like that's how they hate us. And it would be nothing but the greatest thing that had ever happened to every single one of them to be 2-4. Is it? They're 2-4?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, to be 2-4 and to host Tennessee coming in with a ranking with possibly still a playoff berth on the line. You never know what can happen in college football, but it'd be nothing but the greatest thing that ever happened to them to beat us. And that place doesn't get crazy, but, you know, you get sluggish in the first half and you let them get some hope and you never know what happens, man. But, I mean, and honestly, we should have been destroying them the last few years on the teams that they've had, but they usually do play us pretty close. You know, there have been some blowout games for sure, but I'm a little bit worried about this one I mean, I'll be straight up with y'all, with anybody that's around to hear that will listen. I'm worried from here on out, but for New Mexico. That's it. Yeah. I mean, the only one I'm not worried about that I ought to be because we're Tennessee fans is New Mexico. That's the only one I'm sure of. And it just makes me feel sad inside, man, because we're in year 5 of this gig here of the Heupel administration. And I want us to blow them out. We
Yeah.
got to have a blowout win and put the whole Alabama game behind us and let the world know, yep, you know what? We put it behind us. That game's over with. We're looking forward to blowing out Kentucky, coming home the week after, or do we get a bye week? Is it? And then we play.
We get a bye week after
Yeah, man, that bye week hits at a sweet spot. And then to come home and blow out OU at home and really make two statement games.
Do we got a bye week before Oklahoma? No, we ain't got a bye. It's because Oklahoma is next week. It's the next week after Oklahoma.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I mean, that'd be the best way to finish off a middle stretch that's really tough. I mean, like we were talking about 2 weeks ago, going at Mississippi State, you were going to have at Mississippi State, Arkansas, and then this one, and then host OU. That's a rough, I mean, that's not like the easiest thing in the world, of course. Yeah. But coming off the way we lost to Alabama, we need a blowout win. Yeah.
Yeah, we really do. And the thing is, it's like I said at the beginning, I mean, it's a get-right game. Yes, it's a rivalry game. I hate to call a rivalry game a get-right game. But, Kentucky's got some talent. They're obviously not near on the same level as us, but they play tough. They're going to play hard. It's they, like you said, they're going to do anything in their power to mess up our playoff opportunity. And it just make the world for Kentucky to beat us on Saturday. But it's a lot of stuff that we got to get better at. Yeah. We got to clean up, obviously, the discipline and the effort that went off and went on and went on and went on about on the Alabama reaction show between you and Joey and Sam, and I could have kept talking about that, but I've wiped the slate clean, and I'm moving past that Alabama game.
It's a hard thing to do, man. It's a hard thing to put it behind us.
But the thing is, you just got. I mean, I'm still going to hamper on the the effort and the discipline. That's just something that has to be better. And will it be better on the road this Saturday at Kentucky, 6:45 Central Time, 7:45 Eastern? I don't know. We'll see. I think this team has leadership. That's what's kind of shocked me with how undisciplined this team is and how they won't take advantage of, big change, big momentum situations when it comes to a turnover and going to I just think there's some that's still left on the table with this team that could give us hope as Tennessee fans that, hey, if they clean this up, they do this better and take advantage of what their talent, their talent-rich roster they have, instead of shooting themselves in the foot, we could go and make a run in the playoffs if we win out the rest of the season. So that gives me hope as a Tennessee fan. That's the reason why I've wiped the slate clean. I'm looking forward to this Tennessee-Kentucky game. I'm going to be out of town that afternoon, but I'm going to make sure we're back by the Tennessee-Kentucky game that night. That way, I fully expect us to maintain the Kentucky we're Kentucky's daddy, and they're not going to be able to hang with us. There's just certain things. It's like us with Florida all throughout those years, especially at the Swamp, where it's just mind games. They no matter what they do, they can have their best team ever. We're still going to find a way to win. Yep. It's just one of those rivalries. So, what do you want to see going this Saturday? Obviously, we talked about the main thing is go out and actually play Tennessee football. But what do you want to see Saturday in this game at Kentucky?
I want to see from the top down. That's what I want to see. I want to see, and what I mean by that is I want to see Josh Heupel get out the sandbox and actually have an identity, a plan, and stick to it and not go willy-nilly, and for the mistakes to get cut in half. I've been saying for for 2 years now. It's been unrealistic. I want a Josh Heupel team to at least just cut the mistakes in half.
Yeah.
You got to get better. Like, it can't just be a slogan. And at this point, unfortunately, I think that his teams are going to have slogans. They might not show it on the field, but they got to actually execute and cut the mistakes down, because if you're not getting better, then you're just treading in neutral.
Yeah.
And that's not where you can be and be competitive, except maybe in, I don't know, the ACC. Maybe you can do that. It looks like you can, I guess. But
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's a joke at this point with other conferences, maybe the Big Ten and the SEC. You can't just tread neutral. You're going to get creamed.
Yeah.
Going to get creamed. And you got to run the football, and you got to cut down on the mistakes. You got to play defense. That's it. You got to control the line of scrimmage. And if we just control the line of scrimmage against Kentucky without stupid bonehead mistakes on the line of scrimmage, you might be able to account for a couple of bogus PIs or whatever it's going to be, because you know it's coming. It's going to happen. Don't leave it up to the referees. That's what I want to see. I want to see them have a noticeable plan of action, stick to it. And when it gets rough, that's why you made a plan. Yeah. You know, it's like, what did you make a plan for all season if you're going to abandon the plan when it gets rough, you know? Well, that's not going to do you any good. You got to run the football. And if you crumple them up in the first half, I'm pretty sure Kentucky's going to fold. If we'd have crumpled up Alabama in the first half, they'd have folded. Yeah. They would have. They absolutely. And if we had gotten it in the end zone and punched it in with a set on us and just walked out there and said, you know what, fellas, screw your crimson color. We're Tennessee. We're on your field. And we're going to punch it in. And guess what? We're still down by 2, but we're going to win this game because we just got within 2 on a muscle play. And there's nothing you can do to stop us. But we didn't do that. So we got to do that against Kentucky. Got to actually put them in their place and make sure that they can't stay in it. If they stay in it, I'm worried as hell that, I mean, if you let any team stay in it in the SEC, Kentucky is horrible. But if they can stay in it, look, they took Texas to OT last week. So, yeah. I mean, that's what I want to see. Crush them.
And I'm right there with you. I mean, game management, you know, discipline on the offensive line, defensive line. It's like you said, you're going to have a pass interference or 2, or, you know, an effort penalty that, you know, somehow it is. But the boneheaded penalties where you just cannot, you know, do if you want to be an elite team. And it's, you know, having the intentional grounding in the end zone. You can't do that, especially when you have 2 freaking wide open receivers right in front of you. Having throwing the pick, even though it was a bad play call, the game management, it should never happen. Yeah. But you can't make a throw behind the dude, and especially in the close red zone, you can't do that, or low red zone, you cannot do that. No. And expect to win these high caliber games. Now, is this a high caliber game? No, but it's an SEC game, and so as Texas will tell you, any week, any day, somebody could give you a problem. And Kentucky, you know, whether it be, you know, Texas is just that bad on offense this year, which I think they are pretty bad on offense this year.
Yep.
And we're not very bad. I mean, we've been down the last couple of weeks as far as not what we were doing at the beginning of the season, but mainly because we're shooting ourselves in the foot on offense. That's the main reason why we're not scoring 45 plus anymore, like we were in the early beginning of the season. Because there was 42 points on the board if we just don't shoot ourselves in the foot, and, you know, at least 35, maybe not 42, but there's a lot that this team should have went through and looked themselves in the mirror after that Alabama game and said, that game does not define us.
Yeah.
That game is not us. Yes, the Georgia game, you played great. There's a lot of hype around you after the Georgia game, even though you lost. People felt like you deserved to win that game. but that Alabama game was completely different.
Mhm.
Yes, the game was closer than the score showed but to me, I didn't want it because I mean it was ugly. We didn't deserve to be close. We didn't play good, clean football.
Mhm.
And so, Michael,
We're
I'm going to
lucky.
get you on here in just a second, brother. So just be ready as soon as me and Tom. But yeah, I'm going to get you on here. There's a lot that Tennessee's got to do to finish out the season, how they need or how we expect them to, but especially how the team and the coaches expect them to do when it comes to efficiency on offense, consistency on offense, and then defense. Just play with more physicality. I think a lot of the tackling is just
Yeah.
playing soft. I
Yeah.
think there's a lot into it that if you up the physicality and
Yeah.
go hit the snot out of somebody. I'm not saying all of our players don't do it, but it's just there's something about the angles and the physicality that we're taking from our back end. Our safeties are. I've never not seen worse safety play than I have this year. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. A few years ago it was pretty bad, but this year, and from top to Farouk and Andre
Mhm.
Turrentine and Sidney Walton, although I get it, he's a freshman. These
Mhm.
guys are taking awful angles, not tackling. They're not setting the edge because they're. I mean, and they're taking awful. You know, in the zone, they're awful in zone.
Mhm.
I don't know why we got to start recruiting and getting better talent at the safety position. I don't know what the problem is there. We're getting top tier guys out of the transfer portal at corner. We
Mhm.
got to get better at safety. I mean, it's point blank, and you can't hide it. It's getting uh, worse every year. And
Oh,
so,
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
yeah,
It's utterly ridiculous. I think it's a tri-tip point. It's throw a dart at the board, but it starts with Tim Banks. It starts with Tim Banks. And
yeah,
I know he blitzed. They said, I don't believe it, but they said that he blitzed almost 45% of the time against Alabama. And
yeah,
what have you? Okay, call a blitz, don't call a blitz. But coaching kids into position to be successful is where you got to be. You have to put them in a position to be successful. You got to know how to read a room. You walk into a bar and you read a room and you start talking to the wrong person about the wrong thing, you're going to get decked. And it's
yeah,
just like that in any sport. You got to be able to read a room. You got to know what your guys' talents are, what their weak points are. You have to be able to accommodate for that. Now, if you overcompensate, then that's going to get you bit, which that's the tough thing about defense. You got to determine the game defensively and make your opponents do what you want them to do. That's the key right there on defense. That is the whole key. You don't just study film. You don't just have great athletes. You got to study film. You got to have great athletes. You got to put them in a position to be successful. You got to not wimp out when everything's on the line. So that's the one thing. And then the other thing is, like you said, you just hit both of the things. Playing smart. So the ones that are physical, not playing smart. The ones that are playing smart might not be playing so physical, which really actually means in the long run, you're not quite playing as smart as you think you are. So it's really a three-pronged thing there. And yeah, I mean, like you said a minute ago, it's a get-right game, and it sucks that it's against Kentucky because we do dominate Kentucky. I think we've beaten them 80-some% of the time that we've played them. They're our longest standing opponent other than Vanderbilt. I think they might even be longer standing than Vanderbilt, if I remember correctly. But it's our floor mat. You cannot lose to your floor mat. And part of this whole thing with these kids being so young on this team as they are is that these habits start now.
yeah, yeah.
You see your coaching staff cost you the game against Georgia, in my opinion. That's just my
Oh, they
opinion.
did. Oh,
I
they
think
did.
100%, 4 different ways the coaching staff cost us the game against Georgia. And it all, for me, boils down to the last 20 seconds when they didn't center the ball to give Max a fair shot. They didn't give them a sporting
Well,
chance.
they weren't aggressive enough.
For sure,
get down the field
100%.
farther.
Yeah,
They're okay with where they were at, and that's just
yeah.
inexcusable. I think there's a lot that as a coaching staff that they got to get better at. But come Kentucky, you think about Josh Heupel and Kentucky. You think about what they've done in the last few years. The first year of Josh Heupel's tenure, it was that shootout game where Javante Payton scores first play of the game. Vance Jones scores like on their third total play of all. I think we had 18 total plays of of offense, and we had already scored 35 points. It was one of the craziest games I'd ever witnessed watching, because Kentucky, unfortunately, we made Will Levis look like probably his draft game, what made him get drafted to our freaking Titans.
Mayonnaise.
Like there's a lot that Tennessee's got better at. They've done good things against Kentucky 2022. Obviously, Hendon Hooker, Jalen Hyatt, they go off that year. Jalen Hyatt, keeps it going after the Alabama game. And then after that game, we end up being the number one team. And leads into the Georgia game. 23, Joe Milton actually has a really good game. It was Joe Milton's best game in his career at Tennessee against an SEC opponent. Jazz Nimrod actually had a good game that game. We ran the ball really well.
That's when we discovered Dylan Sampson for real.
That's when we discovered Dylan Sampson. And then last year, it was ugly. Nico played like dog crap. As always. We ran the ball. Dylan Sampson had a couple big runs in that game. Defense played great. So, Michael, just ahead, I sent the link in the chat. The link is in the chat. So if you want to come on with us, you just got to click that link and join the stream with us, and I'll add you on. But this year is going to be different because they're even further down the bottom than where they have been years past. They're projected last team, worst team in the league. And so you better go freaking take advantage of the opportunity that is laid in front of you. Go get right before Oklahoma comes to Knoxville next week. Run the ball, pass the ball, play good defense. Be disciplined on offense. Be disciplined on defense. Don't have no busted one-play touchdowns for Kentucky to where they, something they haven't done all year. They're dealing with injuries just like we're dealing with injuries.
A lot of injuries for Kentucky.
Yeah. In fact, one of their Seth McGowan, their top running back, is questionable. I was kind of curious to see what the injury report said today. But he's their big play guy. He's been there. In fact, he's been their MVP this season. On offense. So there's a lot that Tennessee should be able to do defensively, and we'll get into it. And I'll kind of talk about what Kentucky does and what they do defensively. They've had the same defensive coordinator ever since Josh Heupel's down there, and Josh Heupel has rung it up on them every season. So anything you want to add, Tom, about the anticipation going into this matchup?
If we stop the run, we win the game. We got to stop the stupid mistakes, but if we stop the run defensively, we win the game.
Yeah.
I do know, even though they haven't run, this is what I was trying to remember earlier when we first got in. They have not rushed for 1,000 yards, but Mac Allen, or whatever his name is, you just said, he does rush for over 4 yards a carry. I know that.
Yeah.
He's a great athlete, and he's probably the best player on their entire team. So you shut him down if he even does play. If he doesn't play, then you got a little bit of some wonky stuff that's going to be going on. Your offensive coordinator is going to start throwing out some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And you just got to stay at home on the edges. You got to maintain outside contain. But of course, we don't maintain outside contain with defensive ends like I would traditionally think of a defense doing. We use linebackers sometimes to do that, which I've been slowly starting to grasp because great day in the morning. That's one of the dumbest concepts I've ever seen in my life. Linebackers supposed to be run support and passing, but not edge. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't believe in this whole garbage concept unless you're going to run a 3-4 defense. You run a 3-4 defense, that changed the whole thing. But anyway, digressing. I want them to stop the run on their own field, stop them running the ball and make them throw it. And you know what? One of the things I was going to say a little while ago, I don't think I quite got into it, but these young kids that are developing their ruts now, the ruts that they're going to get into, and by ruts, I don't mean a bad thing. I just mean the habits. You develop these habits, and this is literally your habit-proven ground, is that you're going to start doing things a certain way. And once you start doing things a certain way, unless you believe in another coach that you come across later in your career and they truly reach you on a subconscious level, you're going to do these things that way for the rest of your time as a player. And these guys now, they got to get into better habits. They got to play smarter. They got to take better angles. That's pretty much all I got to add on that note as far as what I want them to do. Defensively, you just got to play smarter and you got to stop the run.
Yeah.
Because Kentucky's not going to beat you through the air, not with our pass rush. Finally, I know we didn't get a sack the other night, but we had a lot of pressure. We did.
Well, it's because of the way that Alabama was scheming us. I mean, they were getting the ball out quick.
Getting it out
a lot of screens.
Yeah.
A lot of slip screens. And a lot of people were going like, where's our pressure? It was there, but they really didn't have time, and they were plays that was schemed against it.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that asterisk beside that game when it comes to our pressure. And you may see teams do it going forward, but Kentucky's not going to be. They're one of the worst offensive lines in the SEC. They give up a high pressure rate to what they do pass. They don't pass the ball a lot, so that their pressure rate per pass is very high, is what I'm saying. So they're a 60, 65, 55 to 60% run team. So and that's really high in today's college football game. They're going to lean on Dante Dowdle. They're going to lean on Jay McGowan if he's playing. Whatever running backs. Kendrick Law, a wide receiver that transferred from Alabama. Y'all have all heard his name before. Jamori Macklin, North Texas wide receiver from a couple years ago, transfer. He made a couple plays on us last year in the Kentucky game. Those are two guys that they don't have Barry and Brown and Dante Key anymore. So their two guys are Jamori Macklin and Kendrick Law, and then they got a couple of younger receivers to go along with that. So you're going to see a mixture of it's heavy run, trying to keep the eyes of the linebackers. They'll motion the tight ends with trade shifts. Moving the tight ends around, moving the running backs with, crossing the formation, trying to get our linebackers and safeties out of position. Short routes, it's a lot of dink and dunk. If they get successful with the run, they will try to hit some deep shots with play action. But they're averaging 3 yards a carry. And for a team that runs the ball a crap ton, they're not very successful at it. They're going to hammer it. They're going to hammer it. It's just like there's problems with. Hey, Michael, just keep trying, brother. I get it. Sometimes what you got to do, you got to just uninstall the app and reinstall it, and then sometimes the link will work for you. So. And I may retry to put the link in there again. Maybe the link had a glitch in it or something. But there's a lot that Tennessee's got to, linebackers and safeties got to make sure they're understanding this week in practice. Hey, they're going to move their tight ends. They're going to move the running backs. They're going to bring the wide receivers and jet and rocket and orbit motion to where they're really trying to do is get you to take a false step and open up a gap in the run scheme.
Yep.
So I mean it's a offense that we're used to seeing. I mean, it's they want to. It's the same thing you see all over the place, NFL and everything, where you're using motion to open up gaps in the run game. I mean, it's nothing it's not unique, is what I'm saying. So, offensively, we will do what we do. I mean, I think there's a lot that Tennessee's going to be able to do against this Kentucky defense. They're a defense, and Tom, I'll let you build on to it. I don't know how much you've watched of them, but Kentucky, predominantly over history, over the last few years, is a zone team with zone pressure added to it. They will play, mix in some man-to-man at time, but they ain't got the guys to keep up with our wide receivers this year. So you're going to see a lot of zone, a lot of deep zone, trying to keep everything in front. But when they do bring pressure, they'll play deep zone pressure with deep zones with bringing pressure. Just make sure, go get the quarterback, but keep it in front of you. So that's what you'll see. We're going to make guys miss and take it to the house. I think you're going to see a massive Braylon Staley game again. I think you're going to see double digits by Braylon Staley again.
I'd be good with that.
Yeah, so
I'd like all three of them to get a double-digit game. I mean, that.
Oh yeah, I do expect Chris Brazile to get back going.
Yeah,
I expect him to get back going at some point this season. You got some man-to-man teams coming up. Florida will be a Brazile game. Vanderbilt will be a Brazile game. As far as teams that Brazile matches up against really well. So, Tom, you got anything you want to add? As far as our offense goes, I know you want to see them get that run game established, but you can build on to it.
They got to. And Michael, just to let you know, brother, if you're trying to get on through your cell phone, it is hell in a handbasket trying to get through on a cell phone on these StreamYard streams. I'll tell you. But if you got your pop-up blocker on a laptop or something like that, it's not going to allow you to get in with your mic access and your camera access. I do know that. I've struggled with that a couple of times. Offensively, I want us to run the ball 10 times in a row to start the game, and I want them to just plow people out. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They don't have to run the ball 10 times in a row to start the game, but you know what I mean. I want them to plow them.
Yeah,
I really do want us to plow them. I don't care what they're running defensively as far as their scheme. Defense, you've got to take control and make your opponent do what you want them to do. Well, offense, you got the advantage because you know what the play is going to be. You got to power roll these guys in Kentucky. You got to make a statement. Look, it's not going to be that great of a statement except to yourselves.
Yeah.
It's not. And you know what? That's one of the hardest games to get up for.
Yeah.
And I hate them, but I love them. Nick Saban used to talk about this. Look, you got to get up for the games that only you are really going to know, and only the guys in your locker room are really going to know at the end of the day what it took to beat somebody 55-10 or to beat somebody 50-0 or something, just an absolute whooping.
Yeah,
you gotta do it. Yeah, and you know what? The rest of the country's going to say, "Oh well, Kentucky just went to 2-5."
Yeah,
and okay, well, big deal. Tennessee will move up from what are we 17th? We'll move up from 17th to 15. Yeah. So they'll say, "Oh well, you know what the narrative's going to be." Oh,
next week's going to be the big week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took care of business. Now let's see if they can actually beat a team or something.
And that's where it comes in, because if you really do put your foot on their throat and keep it there for 4 quarters and you dominate them on their home field, that will set you up, if you play a 4-quarter game, for knowing what it's like. We've only probably seen like 2 complete 4-quarter brilliances from Josh Heupel coach teams the whole time that he's been there. And one of them was against the Clemson team in the Orange Bowl that wasn't quite really there. I don't know. They had one guy sitting out on defense that was a superstar, went to the NFL. I can't remember what his name was, whatever. That was a 4-quarter game. It was beautiful. It was a dominant performance. And then
we had several in 21 and 22, like South Carolina, Missouri, 21, 22.
the Missouri from
the Missouri game.
Senior Day, that was a 4-quarter domination that I remember.
LSU at LSU.
Well, that's true. So make it 3. But if you go to Kentucky and you completely demolish them and you set those goals for Oklahoma and say, we know what it's like to play a 4-quarter game with all these young guys, Ty, with even the guys that aren't so young, with T-Lander or with
Carter.
Well, he's questionable. I hope that he's going to be in, but yeah.
And I don't know. I can see them holding them out and let Spillman and T-Lander and
let them do it.
Perlotti and Harmon.
Get healthy, and you know what? Still dominate. Go in and still dominate. The referee's going to be against you. Well, go in and still dominate physically and mentally. Just do it. And that will set you at least in the right direction for Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is going to be the cheese.
Yeah.
They're the cheese. And I know that Mateer's hurt, and I know they look like crap against Texas, and I know Texas ain't as great as they looked against Oklahoma. Well, not great, but they did put it on Oklahoma in a way that I really wasn't expecting they were going to do. Yeah. And I think you called it, didn't you? You said they were going to beat them. Yeah. So, hey, kudos to you. Hats off. But, yeah, as far as this one, we as a team, let me put it this way. I see a lot of people online or in media or whatever it is that are UT alums, they're VFLs, whoever it is, saying, well, we should win this game because it's just we should win this game. Well, you know what? In my opinion, we're Tennessee, so I'm worried. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like, that's one of those things where until we do this consistently, where we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat consistently and we beat them the way that we should. That's the contextual point that is always left out in Tennessee discussions, the way that we should. And that's what I love about the conversation that y'all had before I got on the other night after the Alabama game. The way things unfold is key. It's not just winning the game or losing the game. It's the way that you're doing it. Yeah. And that sets you up for future the way that you're going to do it, either winning or losing. And that is one of the things that people who think they invented YouTube, are talking about things that it's just mind-boggling the way that people can be so ignorantly confident and say, well, we're doing this and we're doing that. We went to Mississippi State and we beat Arkansas. Well, you know what? So what? Yeah. We didn't beat them the way we should have. And we didn't beat them in a manner in which it sets you up for the next game to be dominant again. When you people talk about recruiting classes, setting recruiting class after class after class in place, you got to stack them, right? Well, that's the same way with games. It's the same thing with games. You have to set those tire tracks in the right path, or else it becomes real easy to get stuck. And like I said, probably 2 weeks ago, I think we've completely bungled. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope to the bottom of my soul that I'm wrong, but I think we've completely bungled. And by we, I mean Josh Heupel has bungled the momentum of that October 15, 2022, beating Alabama, throwing the goalposts in the river, going into Georgia #1. We could have won that game. Yeah. And then the next couple of years were just squatter years. It's like, oh, well, we got a 6-year senior who's a man-child that can't actually do what he's supposed to do. And then the next year we got a first-year starter behind an offensive line that may or may not be worth something, but you got a hell of a running back and you got a hell of a defense. Yeah. And just squandering that momentum. Those are the two seasons in a row, boom, boom. If you had at least shown some balls and gone out and said, you know what, we might whiff, but we're going to swing for the fences like Babe Ruth, baby. We're not trying to Ty Cobb this thing. We're trying to Babe Ruth this thing over the fence. And if we strike out, we strike out, but at least we're going to look good while we're doing it. We're going to take shots. We're going to do these things. The way you win or the way you lose, and unfortunately in our case, it is recently been the worst of the two. The way we've been winning is getting lucky on some things. I'd rather we're lucky than unlucky and not have the L's. So I'm not,
Yeah, no, I
glad
got
we got the wins. But the way that we've been winning these games, like we beat Kentucky last year in a crappy game,
yeah,
and the way that we beat Arkansas this year, the way that we beat Mississippi State this year, it just doesn't, it's not a good taste.
no,
It's like a
not.
crappy beer, you're still having it's like a beer, but it's a bad beer. It's like Bud Light. You don't want Bud Light. You want something that's good.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they
I'm right
have
there with you.
yeah, they got to do it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, you got to start winning, like playing good, clean football.
Yeah.
My guy Brooks Austin was talking about it on some, I think, Fan Run radio, where he was hammering like they're not playing clean, disciplined football, and you're gonna take losses against teams or make games not they're going to be close against teams you should beat handily, and until they start doing this consistently, doing the fundamental things right, they're never going to be that elite team that Tennessee fans want them to be. Now, Coach Heupel is a great coach and everything. This is exactly what he was saying, but they definitely need to clean some things up over there on Rocky Top to better their team and be what their fans expect them to be.
Do you think he will? Let me just ask you flat out. Do you think he will be the guy that commands the respect, doesn't ask for it, doesn't talk about it, but is the guy that you just emanate? You respect yourself enough around me because I put it out there to where you want to be such an elite dude that it's going to happen.
I think Josh Heupel commands respect. I think he handled that in the Nico situation and gained that from the locker room.
That was a good one.
I think there's a lot that's behind the scenes that he can't control, like like this NIL crap. He can't control that.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's part of college football these days. But what he can handle is the culture in the locker room and all of that. But right now, I think Josh Heupel, I do love it. I'm gonna until it gets to the point where we're losing games consistently that we should not lose one a year. It happens. But if we say we lose one more game this year, if we lose any more games this year outside of maybe Oklahoma, I will lose my crap as far as not being okay with what the standard is right now. If we win out the rest of the year, or if we win all of them except for Oklahoma and go 9-3 and go win a bowl game, you're maintaining status quo. And so if you get worse, that's different. If you get better, say you win out and you make it to playoffs on a year you were not expecting to make it to the playoffs because of all the transition and everything, that's a plus. That means your Coach Heupel is doing more than was expected. 9-3, we all three of us, me, you, Joey, I think all predicted 9-3 to begin the year. And so I think there's a lot that Coach Heupel has done positively, obviously, but there's some stuff that he has to look in the rearview mirror and say, I got to get better at that stuff I jacked up.
Yeah.
And but right now, I think he's got too much on his plate. I think if Joey Halzle is not going to be the guy long term, and although I think he's done great things this year, I think they evolved. Obviously, I don't think Josh Heupel's calling the offense. I think he has a hand in it, but I think Joey Halzle's calling the play-by-play. If that's something he needs to give to Joey Halzle full term, and just maybe speak in from time to time and go be a head coach. This is another thing Brooks also was talking about. Some of these there hasn't been a head coach that's been a play caller call a national championship in years.
Which is wild. That just blows my mind.
Which most of them, you think about Kirby Smart. He don't call the defense. He don't call the offense. LSU, when they won it, what's his name was the OC. He's at the Buffalo Bills right now. I can't remember his name.
I don't.
Nick Saban. He never called plays. Obviously, he was a defensive guy.
Yeah.
He did not call the defensive plays.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Ohio State. Ryan Day was not the offensive play caller. He loves offense, but he's not the offensive play caller. He didn't do DC either. So you look at all these, Dabo Swinney back in the day, he hasn't been, which I know that's irrelevant now, but he's never been the OC or DC. Oregon, Dan Lanning, great defensive mind, but he's not the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there, Big Mike. Big Mike got in here.
Nice.
Let's add him in here. What's up, Michael?
What up?
Man, y'all, Tom, I can't tell you how much this makes my day. That me and Michael have known each other from work previously, and me and him just hit it off. And my brother and his wife know his family real well, and me and him's always talked ball. And he's a big Milan Bulldog. I'm a Humboldt Viking, so we've gone back and forth on that. Of course, Humboldt's not the Humboldt when I was in school. So,
well, he's wearing the right color right now. That's
all that matters. He's wearing that orange right now.
Go big orange.
Michael, man, what's your thoughts? I really ain't been able to talk to you crazy much about the football season. What's your thoughts about the season, and what's your thoughts about this Saturday, bro?
First of all, I want to apologize. I don't have the fancy background like y'all have.
No, that's not a problem, brother. That's not a problem.
Hey, if I go too far away, actually, I think it'll probably
turn sideways, Tom. There you go. Yeah, it messes up.
Yeah,
it was like Fort Knox trying to get into this thing, but I'm here.
Yeah, we're glad you're here, man. Yeah. So, what do you think about Kentucky? What do you expect?
Well, tell us about what your thoughts of the season first so far, and then you can get into what you think about Kentucky.
Well, obviously, the loss at Alabama was disappointing.
Yeah.
I think we left a lot on the field, a lot of points.
Lots of points.
I was listening when you were talking about Georgia earlier. There was a lot of hype around us, and deservedly so after that game because that's a game we should have won.
Yep.
But I'm like you. I believe, if we were to lose a game to Oklahoma or whoever and win a bowl game, I think we would just be settling.
Yeah.
We're Tennessee. Like we should be competing for a national championship.
Exactly.
And just like Heupel's brought us out of the dark age, or however you want to put it. And I think we should expect national championships, SEC championships, and not just settle for bowl wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think I've been preaching on this for the last couple of years. When they went 11-2 and played Clemson and Orange Bowl and went out and did their thing there, there was a standard after that year. The expectations changed. 21, it was expected. There was a lot of turnover, a lot of turmoil. Roster flip-flop, all of that happened. Then they went out and won 7 games and should have won 8, got cheated against Purdue. And, then you go into year 2, you go win 11 games and you go blow out, you compete in all these games, get Florida and Georgia really and all that. And then, last year, you get to the playoffs. So all these expectations have changed. So now you're looking at this year, even though you're not expecting to go, you had that Nico turmoil, you had other things going on. You weren't expected to make the playoff. There wasn't many people, including I wasn't one of them. I thought we'd go 9-3, maintain, settle where we were, and then next year go make that run at the playoff. But so going forward and for the rest of the season, what do you think the outlook is like, Tom? And then I'll let Michael answer.
I hope that we don't lay an egg against Kentucky, because I'm actually on the fence 50-50, like an egg on the roof, could go either way as to how that Alabama game affects this team. And I think I said the other night, if this team lays an egg against Kentucky because of, let's all be realistic here. If this team lays an egg against Kentucky, that'd be the worst thing that could happen, but it's because of how that Alabama game went. Yep. It is. That one play, literally, that one play. Look, all right, years ago when I was younger, we were all younger. Everybody remembers the Tebow hand to the face.
Yeah.
Interception gets called back. We were on them. We were on top of them.
Yeah.
And that would have been the tone setter for our football program, not against Florida itself, but for our program in that era. That illegal hands to the face, that was because their O-lineman blocked our defensive tackle into him, and it grazed the side of his helmet. I swear on everything that's holy, that one play changed the trajectory of everything for UT football for the rest of the season. It put a bad taste in the mouth of everybody there. And you could tell, just like that Auburn OU game or Auburn Georgia game the other night, Auburn is not coming back from that.
No.
That one play changed everything. There are momentous plays that happen in a team's existence that literally determine years of attitude and stench around a program. And if they lay an egg against Kentucky this week, it's because Josh Heupel didn't come out and tell Halsey, you're running this football from 6 inches out, and we're going to man up and we're going to win this game. And that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
But if we go out and wipe it clean, and they do, then I'm looking at OU as the biggest game since Alabama. I mean, that's just all it is. And it's just, hey, hoping, keeping my fingers crossed. Oh, my gosh. Michael, you got that shirt on. I love that shirt, dude. That's the one that kid drew up. Yeah. That is awesome, dude. I've always wanted one of those, and I never actually got it. I need to get one. But that's how I'm looking at this. It's one game at a time. And as Tennessee fans, I swear we shouldn't expect that we beat anybody. We really shouldn't, because we were expecting that we were going to steamroll Arkansas last year. They ruined our SEC hopes. We were expecting 3 years ago we were going to steamroll Carolina. They ruined our SEC hopes. It's just it's a bad taste, man. It's a bad taste, and we absolutely got to steamroll Kentucky and go into OU with some balls. Just it's time. It's time. Put it behind.
I agree with you. I think there's everything's on the line when it comes to the culture and the momentum of this team, this program. If you go lay an egg, which I agree with Joey, I think we're going to have 2 zeros behind the first one, and we're going to Vols by 100. But I think I think that's what's going to happen. But if they don't, and there's issues there. Come out slow, let Kentucky believe, it'd be a fourth quarter game. Even if we win, there's going to be lots and lots of questions about this team going forward the rest of the year. And me personally, I would have zero hope with Oklahoma coming into town the next week. I think I'm right there with you. I think a one play can determine a team's status and momentum for years. And does that play? And I kind of referenced the Georgia loss a couple weeks ago, in the post-game show against Alabama. I said, did the Georgia loss cause us to play bad against Arkansas and Mississippi State?
Absolutely.
I think it did. I think there's so much hype behind that game that you lost your fire. I think there's certain things that that you didn't do that you were doing at the beginning of the season, playing with that discipline, play with that intensity, play with tempo, that you've kind of lost. And now you got to ask the question, does Alabama cause you to lose a second game or cause you to look less than deep to be desired against Kentucky? What do you think about those thoughts there, Michael?
I texted you earlier today.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't explain it. I've got a gut feeling that we are going to come out Saturday and blow the doors off Kentucky. I don't know why I feel that.
Hope so.
I just have a feeling that it's going to be one of those games where we come out and make a statement and say, hey, we're Tennessee. We're still here. We're still in this playoff race.
Yeah.
And that's what I think about that. And I think this week we find out what kind of coach Josh Heupel is. I know that may sound extreme.
No, yeah.
But I think we find out what kind of coach he is, because if they come out like Tom said and lay an egg, then, there's going to be a lot of questions. And in my opinion, like, you've got – the season is not lost.
No.
You've got a lot to play for. Everything is still in front of you. I want to see a Tennessee team come out this week fired up, ready to play, run the football for 200-plus yards, give the workload to Deshaun Bishop this week, let him run the ball, and Joey, hope he has a good game. I don't know. I just see us hanging 50 on him this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you, and I agree with Joey here. He said the Alabama game was a fluke. We beat ourselves, not taking anything from Bama, but even they can admit that if we had played at least 75% of our potential, Alabama is shaking in their boots. We're going to be straight, is what Joey says. I agree, and Tom, Michael, I agree. Big Mike, I agree with you that I think there's a lot that is on the chip of the shoulder of this team right now. That they know they didn't play. Excuse but for better language, but they played like shit against Alabama. I mean, it's just that they did. Like, they're so high in it. You played the worst game of the year and the biggest game of the year, and you couldn't get out of your own way. And there's guys on ESPN College Football Final or College Football Live that said that game was a lot closer than it was. That game was not a 17-point game. It shouldn't have been, because Tennessee outgained them, out first downed them, had same amount of turnovers, went 4 for 5 on fourth down, had more third downs, had more passing yards, had more rushing yards. You just had the boneheaded coaching at the end of the first half with the awful passing, the awful play by Joey Aguilar. You had the missed tackle by Deshaun Bishop. If he makes that tackle, I think there's a chance we can come back and win that game. And then the safety. If Joey Aguilar throws it to the tight end or Braylon Staley or the running back who are wide open instead of taking the safety, that game's completely different. It's a completely different game. And so I'm with Joey. I'm with Michael. I think that game was a fluke. I think Joey's going to come out and establish, hey, that game was on me. And I'm being the first one to admit it. That game was on Joey. I get there was some bad play calling, but there were some bad things that Joey Aguilar did that he had not done all year in that game.
That's true.
I think the offensive line is going to come out, be determined. Hey, we are Kentucky's daddy. We're going to run the ball down your throat. You ain't going to be able to stop it. Deshaun Bishop is on fire right now. There's literally fire streaks coming off of his feet when he's running the ball. And
Dude's a maniac.
These wide receivers, Mike Matthews heard it all week about that drop he had. Miles Kitzman, you better get your act together, because you playing like dog crap lately. And I think if anyone more than anybody that has a bounce back game, it'd be Miles Kitselman because that's the type of player he is. So, I mean, and we could talk about the schemes, we could talk about all that for forever. But the point blank, what do we have to go do, Michael, to go win this game? What do we have to go do? Obviously, we're going to get into our prediction, our key, and MVP later on. But what do you think we have to go do to win this game?
I think you kind of have to block out the Alabama game. I think you need to wipe the slate clean, move on to the next game. Heupel's going to have to get better, I think, at clock management, end of game or end of half situations, timeouts. I really think we need to come out early and establish the run. We're not running our tempo like we have been. I think we need to get back to running tempo, especially after first downs, like go, go, go.
Yep, I'm with you.
And get the defense on their heels and just beat the dog crap out of them.
I've been telling Michael, come on all year, bro. He give good stuff. I tell you, he knows his football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm honored to be on with you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. We glad to have you. But
it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just three guys that love Tennessee football, that love talking about it, enjoying good time together. So
no gaslighting people that don't have a mic to talk back.
Oh, but
no grifting.
Don't get me going. But
is Tom throwing shade?
Yeah, I think he's
no,
just a little shade.
No. But you're absolutely right, Mike. You got to beat them. You got to beat them into the dirt and the whole time.
I'm not talking about
go ahead, Mike.
I'm not talking about a 16-13 overtime game like they did with Texas. Like we need to come out and just hang 50 on them and let everybody know that we're not done.
Yeah, I think Joey says it best: balls by 100. So, I think when you get to the scheme and everything, that's going to handle itself. I think Tennessee's just far more talented. It's going to come down: do you do the little things right? Do you do the fundamental things right? You don't do that, this game, the line, all that will take care of itself. And at the end of the day, that's Tennessee football. That's what I want to see Saturday night. I want to say it's going to be if you can't get up for that game as a Tennessee football player, then you don't need to be on Rocky Top because it's going to be a night game and an SEC rivalry. It's football weather. I mean, I'm freaking. Yes. I want to go out there and put freaking pads on and go play for the Rocky Top of Tennessee. I won't do crap. I'll be sitting my butt on the bench. But I mean, I'd love to do it and I want to be there. So if you're a Tennessee Vol football player and you get the opportunity to go play in an SEC night game for a chance to, win out the rest of the season, get to the playoffs, you better not be sleeping through this game. I'm telling you right now, I want your ass off Tennessee if you're doing that. I'm just point blank with you. That's what I want. I want 100% effort, 100% physicality, no turn off the whole game, and I want you to eat the whole game. And don't let up. And so there's so much we could get into. And I like I said, scheme wise and all that. But point blank, you go play clean football and you go play Tennessee football, it's over. It's over. I mean, point blank, there's nothing else that needs to be said. If you go play Tennessee clean football, it's over. Kentucky can't handle us. They can't. We're their daddy. We own them. They're little pets. They can't do nothing with us. So let's get into the key, the prediction, the final score, and the MVP, and let's go whoop Vols by 100 on Saturday night. So, Michael, I'm going to start with you. Give me your key, your main key for you, your score prediction, and your team MVP.
I'm not going to go offense for my key. I'm going to go on defense. We just got to tackle.
Yes.
You stole my
name again.
Say it.
We have to tackle on defense.
Yeah.
What's
wrap up and tackle. Wrap up and tackle, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. You said score or
Yeah,
prediction?
score and then MVP.
Score wise, I'm gonna go Tennessee 52, Kentucky 10.
Woo!
Nice.
Love it.
MVP Deshaun Bishop.
I love it. I love it.
That's
What's the
kick.
stat line? What's the stat line, Michael? What's the Sean Bishop stat line?
I'm gonna say 23 carries, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
That's
Let's
my
go.
kind of football,
Let's
dude.
go.
That's my
Let's
kind of
go.
football.
I think all three of us would say that if we could.
Yeah.
All right, Tom. Go ahead. Give me your key, your prediction, and your MVP.
We got to stop the run.
Yeah.
And I know this is cheating, but we got to stop these stupid, boneheaded mistakes. But we got to stop the run. You take away their run. They just have. I looked at their stats a few minutes ago when Michael had gotten a Big Mike had gotten on. They barely have over 1,000 yards passing for the whole season. I mean, we got 3 guys alone that have 2,000 yards between the three or something ridiculous like that. I mean, but if you make them throw the ball, it's over. That's over.
Yeah,
their quarterback's got like 800 and some yards passing, but the stupid mistakes got to go. And I've been saying that, I've been harping on it, and I'm going to continue to harp on it over and over and beat it like a drum, but they got to stop the run, and the stupid mistakes got to go. Cut them in half. You dominate. Now, as far as the score, I hope it's something along the lines of 40 plus, maybe 42-10. That would be beautiful. Yeah. Right. And, I mean, I like your optimism there, Big Mike. I hope it's more than that, but I would really hope that it's at least 35 or 42-10 and just absolutely leave no doubt. Get most of it in the first half and get Joey out of there. Let him rest up for OU because OU's defense, bro.
they're legit.
They are absolutely legit, and their interior defensive line doesn't give two wet about anything. MVP, I would have loved to have said Deshaun Bishop, but I'll go in a different direction. I want to say I really hope that you were right and that one of our receivers just kills it. And I want it to be Mike, man. I want it to be Mike. I love Mike Matthews. I was so excited when he came to Tennessee, and he has had some good games. He's had some tremendous moments, some key moments that without him, even with all the other guys performing the way they have, it just doesn't come together. So I want it to be Mike. I think that he has the game of his life. I think that he gets maybe 2 or 3 tutties, 100+ receiving yards. That would be beautiful. At least get 2 tutties. Yeah. So that would be my MVP for the game. I want it to be him because Joey just gets it to him over the top. Because you know they're going to be taking Brazil. They're all the teams after the first 4 games, 5 games of the season determined that everybody is going to put a safety over top of Brazil and cut him down. They're going to cut him down. And what he does with that, that's on him. I think he's a hell of a player. I think he's an elite athlete. So I think he rises to the occasion. But it is going to open up Braylon Staley. It is going to open up Mike Matthews. It's going to determine that they're getting a little bit more focused on him. So it's going to open up some other guys. And I would love to see that. So that's,
All right. I got you. All right. So mine, guys, I pretty much gave a, speech for 2 times, I think, during this episode. So I think point blank, you go play fast, clean football. You go play fast, clean, efficient football. And this Kentucky team will be done if you go score 17 on them in the first quarter. If it's 17-0 after the first quarter, this game's over with, and you win this game 45, 50 something to little. If it's 3-3 or 7-3 at the end of the first quarter, then there's issues. Go play fast, efficient, clean football, and go put them in the ground. Go eat, go eat, go eat. Joey Aguilar has a day. We win this game 45-13. Joey Aguilar throws for 285 yards, throws for 3 touchdowns, and rushes for a touchdown. Tennessee wins the game. All eyes are on Knoxville next week when Tennessee has game day after Oklahoma beats Ole Miss this weekend. Tennessee beats Kentucky, and Tennessee will have game day for the second time this season.
Ooh.
Let's go. So
Dark mode, baby. Dark mode.
Yeah, in dark mode.
Yeah.
So
That's going to be sick.
It's gonna be lit. So I'm hoping Oklahoma beats Ole Miss. We take care of Kentucky like we should, and then I think there's no other game. The only other game that I could see it being maybe is Vanderbilt in Texas, but Vanderbilt's just had game day they're having game day this week. And
which is crap.
I'm hoping Missouri beats them. So, even though I hate Eli Dorkowitz too. So, I think there's a lot that Tennessee has to play for still the remainder of the season. Let's eat. Let's go do great things. And Joey's on the same page as me. My MVP is Joey. Big time game. I agree with you, brother. Let's go show college football what this Tennessee team's all about. So with that being said, y'all go give us a thumbs up. Go follow us on or subscribe to us on YouTube, Rocky Top Sports Talk. Go follow us on Facebook, Rocky Top Sports Talk. Share, like the post on there. I also share it on my personal page. Twitter, Rocky Top Talks 1. Go find that. I post every time we go live on there. I post stuff we're talking about. Post stuff about Tennessee, football, basketball, baseball. So go follow us, retweet, like all that. Sunday, big night, Sunday night. We'll be having a reaction show of the Kentucky game and a reaction show of the Tennessee Duke basketball scrimmage. So looking forward to that. Big night, Sunday night. Y'all have a blessed night. As always, go Big Orange.
Go Big
Mississippi
Orange.
State beating Texas this weekend.
I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? What you want, huh? I'm on God time, what you want, huh? God time, we don't never waste.